God.
To all my Jamaican people, to each and every one all over this world, thank you very much to stand with me in unity.
Would-be robber shot by licensed firearm holder in St. Andrew. A man is in hospital under police guard after being shot by a licensed firearm holder during an attempted robbery along Grove Road on Wednesday morning around 10:30 a.m. Preliminary police reports indicate that the injured man attempted to steal a motorcycle. The motorcycle's owner, who holds a firearm license, confronted the would-be robber during the act when an altercation ensued, resulting in the suspect being shot. Authorities confirmed that the motorcycle belongs to the licensed firearm holder involved in the shooting. The wounded man, whose identity has not been released, was transported to a nearby medical facility for urgent treatment, but his current condition has not been disclosed by the hospital or police, and he remains under police supervision while receiving care. The scene was processed by law enforcement, who have launched a full investigation into the circumstances of the shooting. Investigators are interviewing witnesses and collecting evidence to determine the exact sequence of events. This incident has reignited public debate around firearm ownership, self-defense, and crime prevention in Jamaica. Advocates for licensed firearm holders often argue that such cases demonstrate the importance of lawful weapon possession for personal protection against violent crimes. Meanwhile, community leaders continue to call for broader solutions to address the root causes of theft and violence. No charges have been announced against the firearm holder at this time, as police work to establish whether the use of force was justified under the law. Further updates are expected as the investigation continues.
We're a bit surprised by the verdict, but it is a verdict and it is what it is. Of course, there's always the court of appeal. So, on to the next level.
You said that there's always the court of appeal. Is this an indication that you will be appealing the
Well,
verdict?
I have a strong feeling that whichever way the verdict went, there would have been an appeal.
Why?
I don't want to say anything too much yet, but certainly we are concerned about how some of the issues were dealt with.
Any particular issue?
I'm not going to say right now, but we're concerned about how some of the issues were dealt with. As you notice, the summing up was very short. We don't know. The jury takes somewhat 3.5 hours or somewhere there to make a decision. We're on to the next level. So we'll see what happens next.
Did you get a chance to speak with your client?
Yes, I did.
What was the reaction?
He's very teary-eyed. He knows he's innocent, and we'll have to take another opportunity to seek justice at the Court of Appeal.
He was really crying. Was he really able to speak to you, Mr. Townsend?
Yes, he was able to speak to me.
Thank you.
So it's a serious blow to him because he knows he's innocent.
Thank you.
All right, you're most.
Police constable found guilty of murdering girlfriend. In a trial that has gripped the nation for over 8 months, Constable Noel Maitland was found guilty on Thursday for the murder of his girlfriend, social media influencer Donna Lee Donaldson. The 7-member jury in the Home Circuit Court in downtown Kingston returned the unanimous guilty verdict after deliberating for just under 4 hours. The decision was delivered to a packed courtroom, marking the climax of a highly publicized trial. Justice Leighton Pusey, who presided over the proceedings, oversaw a trial that laid bare a tragic narrative of intimacy and violence. The case centered on the death of Donaldson, a young woman known to her followers for her vibrant online presence, who was reported missing in July 2022. The swift jury deliberation following an 8-month trial suggests a conclusive view of the evidence presented. A sentencing hearing will now be scheduled, where Justice Pusey will determine Maitland's fate. He faces the possibility of life in prison. The verdict brings a measure of closure to a case that sparked widespread public outrage and intensified scrutiny of gender-based violence and domestic abuse in Jamaica. Donaldson's family, who attended the trial regularly, has awaited this outcome for over 3 years. This is a developing story, and further details regarding the sentencing date and reactions from the families and the police force are expected to follow.
Mighty God.
To all my Jamaican people, to each and every one all over this world, thank you very much to stand with me in unity. Today the verdict has passed and victory belongs to us.
I can't move my phone.
Victory belongs to us. I may never know what happened to my daughter, Donnelly Donaldson. I may never get a bone, but justice will serve. Justice will serve. And I will fight to the end, and this is not the end. Because there is a higher God, authority, who is going to deal with this in his own way. And I want to say thank you all to each and every one of you. Victory. We proclaim victory today. Thank you all. God is good. God is good. Thanks to the justice system. Thanks to the jurors. Thanks to Judge Pusey. Thanks to the team of the DPP. I want to say a big thank you to you all. God is good.
Mommy, you saw Noel crying. What's your reaction to that?
I don't know how to answer that one. Tears our language for even the murderers. God understands. He knows why he cries. He has been crying from day one. I don't understand why Noel Maitland did this. But God knows. I don't want to comment much on him. But I know one day, Noel, even 100 years behind bars, you will tell me what happened to my child.
Did you doubt that this would have been the outcome?
I have no doubt, because I firmly believe in God, and I know God was going to give me justice. I went through this without doubts. I knew today would have been the verdict guilty. I went with no doubt. I am a fighter, and not only a fighter, I'm a warrior, but I'm a winner because God is on my side.
Does this verdict make you feel any less stressed about the situation?
I may feel a bit of relief knowing that Noel Maitland is gone behind bars, but that can't give me back my child. I still want to know where my daughter is. I would really love to still know. I want to have that closure. It don't solve my problem, but I can go on because justice is served.
Farmer electrocuted by high-tension wires in St. Mary. A 38-year-old farmer and mason from Mango Valley died on Wednesday after coming into contact with high-tension electrical wires in the Warwick Castle district of Gale. The St. Mary police have identified the deceased as Horace Gray. Preliminary reports indicate that the incident occurred around 11:50 a.m. Gray was reportedly working in the area when he made contact with the high-voltage wires, resulting in a severe electrocution. Emergency services were summoned to the scene, and Gray was transported to the Port Maria Hospital for urgent medical treatment. Despite efforts by medical personnel, he succumbed to his injuries and was later pronounced dead. Authorities have launched an investigation into the circumstances surrounding the fatal accident. The police are appealing to anyone with additional information to come forward as they work to piece together the events that led to the tragedy. Gray's death has sent shockwaves through the Mango Valley and Warwick Castle communities, where he was known as a hard-working farmer and mason. Friends and neighbors described him as a dedicated tradesman and provider. The incident serves as a somber reminder of the dangers posed by high-tension power lines, especially for those working in construction, agriculture, and other outdoor trades. Safety advocates often emphasize maintaining a safe distance from electrical infrastructure and ensuring proper awareness of overhead hazards. Canadian tourist dies in sailing tragedy off Negril coast. A picturesque afternoon sail off the coast of Negril turned deadly on Monday following a catastrophic incident that claimed the life of a Canadian visitor. Jean Damour, 68, of Ontario address, drowned after the sailboat he was on capsized when struck by a powerful wave. The tragedy unfolded around 1:30 p.m. on January 20. Damour, a guest at the Riu Club Hotel on Norman Manley Boulevard, was a passenger on the vessel when it encountered a large sudden wave. The force of the impact caused the boat to overturn, throwing Damour and another occupant into the turbulent waters. While the other individual was successfully rescued and brought to safety, Damour was not as fortunate. He was retrieved from the water and rushed to the Savannah Lamar Hospital, where he was officially pronounced dead. Authorities have launched a comprehensive investigation into the fatal accident. The Tourism Liaison Office, alongside the Non-Geographic Investigations Unit of the Jamaica Constabulary Force, is working to piece together the exact sequence of events. The incident casts a shadow over one of Jamaica's most famous tourist destinations, renowned for its serene beaches and water activities. It underscores the inherent risks associated with maritime excursions, even in typically calm waters. The local tourism sector and community have been shaken by the loss. The management of the involved resort and local officials are likely to extend condolences and provide support to the victim's family while cooperating fully with the investigation. As inquiries continue, the boating community and tour operators in Negril are reminded of the critical importance of safety protocols and constant vigilance regarding changing weather and sea states. The findings of the investigation will be crucial in understanding what led to this tragic outcome and in preventing similar incidents in the future. Reggae lovers will have the opportunity to join in celebrating the life, legacy, and enduring impact of Bob Marley on Friday, February 6, as the Marley family hosts a day-long celebration in honor of what would have been the reggae legend's 81st birthday. The event, themed Positive Vibration, taken from the Wailers' 1976 Rastaman Vibration album, will feature a morning ceremony, student performances, a kids' village with interactive activities, and live performances from established and emerging artists who will pay tribute to the king of reggae's legacy. The celebration wraps up with a Bob Marley tribute concert at Emancipation Park, hosted by the Ministry of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport. Additionally, in keeping Jamaica's recovery needs at the forefront, the Bob and Rita Marley Foundations have joined forces with American Friends of Jamaica, Tough Gong Radio, and Sirius XM to host a 4-part concert series dubbed Positive Vibrations, which officially kicks off on February 6 with a Positive Vibration 81 session airing on Bob Marley's Tough Gong Radio from the Sirius XM Miami Beach studio. The series will shine a spotlight on critical areas of national recovery in the aftermath of Hurricane Melissa. This includes housing, agriculture, health, and programs supporting women and children.